Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
Great, great, great as always, man. How about yourself?
Coach, I'm doing absolutely great, man. Before we get started, I saw something on Facebook a couple of days ago,
Okay.
and I was like, "Damn!" I'm always talking about how we know as men we're more emotional than women, and it
Okay.
was
Yeah, yeah,
something,
yeah.
yeah, it was something that was showing that a guy was beating the mailman with a bat for sleeping with his wife. Coach,
So, so you beat him with a bat. Does that erase what already transpired? Now you in trouble. Anyway, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I just want to get you. I just want you to see where we are. You got to be kidding me. Here it is. Now, the mailman didn't marry you. The mailman didn't make any vows to you. The mailman has nothing to do with being faithful to you or
Mm.
anything like that. The mailman has nothing to do with what you and your wife have going on. That's between you and the person that you married. And now here it is, you getting ready to be charged with assault charges, and you getting ready to go to jail, and you getting ready to spend money, and you still got the same person,
And the
unless
same problem.
and the same problem. And I just saw that, and it just made me. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We got to do better. We got to do better as men. You know what I'm saying? Now you should know what you got, what you married. You understand? But you don't go beat the mailman up. I wonder what did he do to her? I didn't hear anything about he killed her or anything. They were just showing what he did to the mailman. Because they saying that the mailman and his wife were sleeping together. So I wonder what did he do with his wife? Is he still with her? But to me, and I like for anyone who hear this, shoot me a comment and let me know what you think. But to me, it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely ludicrous. It's absolutely crazy. So I just wanted to share that. I
Mm.
saw that, and it has a lot to do a little bit. I'll say a little bit about what we're going to talk about today, and I'm ready to get to it. And so I ask you this question, Coach. I ask you this question. Can you be successful and lack common sense? And man, when we talk about common sense, that's another trigger. Like if you tell somebody they got a lack of common sense, or call them
Yeah.
stupid or call them a fool, we understand once again those are emotional sayings that really get people going. But I want to look at it this title. I want to look at this title, and I'm gonna let you go in and you share with me what you think. Can you be successful and lack common sense? So let's look at the title. Let's look at successful. Let's look at successful. Accomplishing an aim or purpose. Because when a lot of us, I'm telling you from conversation and talking to us, when a lot of us began to hear about the word successful or being successful, we think about tangible things.
Right.
Yeah. We think about tangible things. We think about how much money you make, things like that. Absolutely. And especially all children that I've talked to, when you hear about being successful at something, man, all of them that I've spoken to for many, many years, they talk about that money. That's what that's their perception of being successful. And not understanding that anytime you set out to do something and you achieve, you're successful. In other words, when you set out to travel wherever you was headed to and you made it to that destination,
Definitely. Yeah.
you were successful.
Yeah.
So we have to understand that words have more than one meaning,
True.
and we think it's just one thing, but it's simply to just simplify. It's just simple to the point where if I'm shooting for something, just think about this right here. You could be in a race to qualify and say that you want to come in second place to get to the next qualifying laps. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I
if
got
yeah, and just to be in second place, you may then come in first. Some people may look at it as that you lost, but no, you were successful if you came in second because that was what you set to do. You
you.
understand what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
got you.
All
I
right, so
got
I just want to make sure we understand successful. Now, here we go. Now, when we talk about a lack of common sense, this saying, coach, depends on how it's used, can really offend people. So let's look at it from our behavior. Let's look at it from our behavior. A lack of common sense is a lack of practical judgment or sound reasoning. Got to remember that. I need everybody to remember that. A lack of common sense is a lack of practical judgment or sound reasoning. Someone who lacks common sense has a hard time grasping even simple concepts. I want everybody to remember that. I want everybody to remember that. And remember, I told you that there are over 200 mental disorders. And you can look this up because study shows that schizophrenia has a relation with a lack of common sense. You just go
Man, you don't piss somebody off.
go do your homework. See, that's the thing tonight when I'm talking about this right here. I don't want them to say that second nature is saying that they have a lack of sense. I'm speaking by definition.
Definition,
So
yes.
yeah, so they can go and wrestle with the definition. Don't wrestle with me. So let's look at successful. As a lot of us look at it, let's say you achieve the highest degrees. Let's say that, code. You achieve the highest degrees in whatever profession that you wanted to get those degrees out of, and you accumulated a lot of stuff. You have accumulated a lot of stuff. You know, you had a house, coach. Coach, you got the cars. Coach, you got the money. You even got some money in the bank. You're not living where you can bought that house and car and you can't even rob Peter to pay Paul. You literally got a little something in the bank. Let's just take that group right there because we got different groups of people. And you achieve more than your parents. A lot of times, we strive out to try to do better than our parents did. Or our parents try to set us up where we could do better than they did. And you're able to travel. You understand? Some of us now, with social media out, coach, we out there doing our thing. We traveling and we having fun. And now you can hold positions that it was a time you couldn't hold. You understand?
I
Whether
got
it's in the workplace, a job, or whatever it is. And you can go and live in places where the time you wasn't allowed. You could sit back and I see this a lot, and you could smoke your cigar now. You lay back. I see you. I see him, coach. And I tell them like this right here. This is what I tell them, coach. I say congratulations. I do. I say congratulations if you set out to achieve these things and you have achieved them. I say congratulations for being successful. I say that right there, coach. And I'm telling everybody. And now that you are successful, and before I move forward, I'm gonna let you go in, coach. But I want to say this, and I'm gonna come back to this. Now that you are successful, and we went through the things you got and the things you're gonna achieve, and we know what success means now. When we come back from letting coach share whatever it is he want to share, I want to see, do you lack common sense? Coach, what you think about when I ask the question, can you be successful and lack common sense?
And in the definition that you present, man, that's very difficult.
Mm.
Even if you accomplish certain things, will you be able to maintain them?
Mm.
Would you be able to keep adding on to what you've already accomplished with a lack of common sense? I find that hard to accomplish. I mean, you can catch a break. Somebody knows somebody, right? And they put you in a spot. Now we've known people. Let's take a job for instance, right? You got the position,
Mm.
but it didn't pan out because you couldn't evolve. You couldn't pick up the knowledge or acquire the knowledge you need to. You know what I mean? In order to flourish in that position. So getting it, being it tangible things or that position is one thing. But you ought to maintain. What's the point of getting it and it's gone 5, 6 months, a year, whatever, you know.
Mm.
So the question, I think it'd be difficult, man. I say no. We dealing with the definition now of what you presented, and I would say no. You probably might have a temporary, you know, but would you be able to maintain? And I'm looking at the big picture.
Okay.
I'm not looking you just get into the position and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm looking at the whole picture.
I'm thinking, okay, go ahead on, Coach. I'm thinking when you say no. Okay. I'm looking at the question. Can you be successful? And you said you can achieve certain things. You can get to that point.
Yeah.
And lack common sense. Then you say, well, you may not be able to obtain it or evolve in it. You may not have sense enough to hold on to it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, Coach, if that's the case, then your answer won't be no. Your answer will be yes.
But like I said, I'm looking for the long haul.
Okay. I want to see this, Coach. Because listen to the question, Coach. Can you be successful? They were successful because they got it, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now watch this. And lack common sense. They didn't do what you was saying, the things that they need to be able to do to hold on to it for the long haul because they didn't have the common sense. So they were successful. Yes, you can be successful and lack common sense. Think about it, Coach.
I know I ain't got to think about it.
So
that's why I specifically state.
Okay.
That you can get in that position.
Okay.
Position can retain on a temporary for a temporary basis.
Okay.
A temporary time.
Okay.
But to endure, you know, to endure.
But you've already achieved it. So you got it. You're successful. Not me. See, I don't know if you.
And I got that.
Look at successful, accomplishing an aim or a purpose. You got it.
So you got it. Okay.
You got it. Okay. Now you saying for the long haul.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right. It's going to take common sense for you to keep it.
To keep it, to evolve, even to add on to it, to compound on it, stack on it. Okay. It can take common sense.
Okay.
It's going to take now but who wants the former, who wants the latter? Nobody wants to acquire a position, some things, and then it's gone tomorrow.
Right.
Without common sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have common sense. You know what I mean?
Right. So I just want to look at it again with you, Coach. I just want to look one before we move on.
Okay, I'm looking at it like that. You can. Okay, I say yes.
But I want to see where you at for you to say no. So
I'm looking at the long haul.
Okay,
you get it and you lose it. To me, you're not successful.
But you accomplished it though.
I got it.
I said we're looking at definition. You accomplished it, so you got it. So you were successful because you got it.
I got that part. Yeah,
you got it. So you can be successful, and then you just said for the long haul, the things that it's going to take for you to keep it, your lack of common sense can lose it.
Know what we talking about, the definition and all that, man.
We talking about the definition,
and I got that. I'm talking about my thought process, my life, how I live. Hey, man.
No, Coach. No, that's Coach. That's why I want to do the definition. That's why
I said no.
Because
I got it.
Other folks might go. That's why I want to look at it from the definition.
The definition. Yes, you accomplished that.
So, Coach, you can be successful. You said it. You got it. You got it. You can achieve that aim. You got that purpose. You got that job. But then, as you said, I want to go with you, Coach. In that long haul, you could have been lacking some common sense and lost that position or lost that job.
But not only that. And
Okay.
that's why I kind of waver,
Okay.
even because of the lack of common sense.
Okay.
You can make it much worse for
Okay.
yourself. You were an even keel.
Hmm.
You got into position.
Okay. You
You weren't able
successful.
to
You're
do.
successful because you
Oh
got the
yeah,
position.
fine.
Oh,
Okay, you're
okay.
successful. Fine.
Okay. Okay.
You weren't able to evolve. You know, become more business savvy. What have you? Make better deals. Okay. You end up in debt.
Mm.
But when you started out, you were an even keel.
Okay. You were successful though, because you got it.
Yeah, you're successful. Now you're
Okay.
successful, but you're in debt.
Because of a lack of common sense. Because
So you're worse off because you now you're in the negative. So you
yeah.
got to climb your way out of the negative in order to get back to even keel before you can ascend like where you were before. So is
Yeah.
that really success? According to the
It
definition, yes.
according to that's what and that's all I want to do
Yes.
because we look at success in so many different ways. So I see, okay, so are you saying that you got the job and because you didn't do well in the job, you wasn't successful at it? Is
That
that
that's my
okay?
take. And I
Okay.
understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Once you acquire it, according to definition,
Because of the definition,
yep,
you
you're
you were
successful.
success you were successful. You were
But
successful, coach.
how does
It's just
that
like,
look in
I don't
reality?
care. I don't care if it's getting a job at Burger King. When you went in there and put that application in, and them folks hired you, accomplishing an aim or purpose, you went in there to get that job.
Mm-hmm.
You got that job. You were
True, true.
successful at getting that job. Now you can went in there, uh, messing up them folks' burgers or throwing them fries everywhere, just in there because of a lack of common sense. You can lost your job. So you can be successful. And I understand what you're saying too, that you wasn't
Yep.
successful. I got you now. I
Mm-hmm.
got you now. But by definition, you were successful when you got the job. Now, because you couldn't hold on to the job, now that's the what happened part. That's the what happened.
And you ask them a lot of ball players because of lack of common sense, they're in that phase, that
Be-
what happened part.
Right, because and then
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing, so what I'm doing is because a lot of people being all over the place saying, well, I lost it because of this, I lost it because of that. I'm narrowing it down. What I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
is
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
narrowing
yeah,
it
yeah,
down
yeah. I got you.
to a lack of common sense by definition. Because when using that job, whatever it was, you was not using practical judgment or sound reasoning. Within that job, your decision making, you was not using practical judgment or sound reasoning. Are you with me with that?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay, because that's why I say that's why I'm breaking it down by definition because I know we can go a lot of different places because once again we can come on and say I got my house, I got my cars, I'm traveling, I got my money, I'm successful, I'm good, but don't mean you can keep it. We look at ball players every day. Go ahead on,
Yeah.
go ahead on, coach.
That house thing. I want to get us focused by that house thing. If you're still paying a house note, you don't own the house.
That's right.
The
That's right.
bank, the whoever the financial institution, that's who own that house. If you're still paying a car note, you don't own that car. You long term renting or loan or you leasing. When you got that title, that's yours. When you got that mindset, then you move in a certain way because you don't want to get caught up. But I just had to add
And
that.
and by you saying that right there, coach, let's go a little deeper with that house because you can pay that house off. Don't pay the property taxes on it every year and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Or
Ain't that something? You
don't
can
pay that insurance.
don't you can buy the house, you can pay the house off, and them folks can still come take your
And
house
get it.
because you're not paying property taxes. So I'm gonna be very you never own it. because the system got it where you're gonna continue to pay whether you can pay it off or not.
Or
It's
not.
sitting on, yeah, unless you go buy that land or whatever. But them property, if you in certain communities, you're gonna pay that property taxes every year. So you never really own it. So that's a
But
great,
and then too, to add on, you got options.
okay.
So what options you got? You got options because see surfing, TikTok, and all that. You can
Mm,
look online and see
mm,
certain places you can go,
mm,
and you ain't got that issue. But it's
mm,
pros and cons. It might have some issues that you can't deal with. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? And that's why we got to broaden our mind, the way we think,
mm,
you know, and even our surroundings. You don't have to literally go to a place. You can virtually go there. You
mm,
know what I mean?
mm.
But yeah, I just need to add that.
Okay, they got it. I hope they got it. I hope they listening, coach. So let's look at this right quick, coach. Let's look at a lack of common sense. Let's look at a lack of common sense. And it's just something to think about and not get so emotional about when I just want to look at a lack of common sense. Don't get so emotional. So I ask you this question, not you per se, but who's listening. Um, we know that a lack of common sense, in simple terms, is a lack of practical judgment or sound reasoning, and it's hard to understand simple concepts. We got that. So here are the questions. Here's the question right here, coach. And I ask, and I hope that the people shoot me a comment, respond back, let me know what's going on. Share this information because YouTube is not going to move our information. If we don't move it, the algorithm don't like some of the things we talk about. So if we don't move it, it won't get moved. And we know we need to
They
hear
know
this
that. They
information.
know that.
They know that. Ain't that
They
something?
know that.
And still won't move it. That's
So
why I always tell you, coach, it won't be no time soon. But I ask this question here. Are you using good judgment and understanding this simple concept that if you don't exercise, work on keeping your weight under control, change your eating habits,
I mean, definitely change that. Yeah.
change your eating habits. I say it again, Dan, that physically there's a price to pay and it's not good. Do do we understand that simple concept? Because it seems like we do not, because we're not, by our, like I said earlier, by our behavior, we're not showing that we understand that simple concept, that we need to exercise, that we need to keep our weight under control, that we need to watch our diet, the things that we're eating. It seems like we're not getting that, and it's that hard to understand. I just want to know, is that hard to understand? Is that hard to really get that concept? And I'm gonna tell you this: just because you may have grandparents that have lived a long time, doesn't mean they was in good health. Just because you live long always don't mean that you in good health. You
I
understand?
don't think it's hard to understand, man.
Ah.
I don't think
Well,
it's hard to understand.
so if you telling me, coach, that it's not hard to understand, now you're telling me that folks are lacking common sense.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me, coach.
And I say that because I'm traveling, I'm doing, you know, I'm doing cardio, not cardio, but calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? Pull up, push up, got my jump rope, got my bands, you know. And someone said to me, I wish I had the discipline you had. I said, you got it. You just got to start, you know, and get the effects, the positive effects from it. And hey, you can be just like a junkie, as in wanting to be right, feel right, and just do right with your body. But yeah, that's why I said what I said.
That's
You
crazy.
know,
That's
most people
crazy.
I feel they know.
They know.
But to start it, oh man, you got every excuse in the book, man. To start it,
Mm,
I said the only person benefit starting it's you. It's for your benefit.
mm,
But hey man.
mm. They haven't tapped into that. And I We've said it so many times, they haven't tapped into the proper mindset and
Yeah.
connected it to that which dwells within them. It's real simple. It's a simple concept, how you have to tap in. Whatever you want to achieve in life, here it is, family. Whatever it is you want to achieve in life, you have to make sure you can define it, imagine it, or envision it in your mind. You have to do that. And you have to connect it to four things: discipline, consistency, tenacity, and self-love. If you can grab that right there, and I guarantee you it'll change your life. You don't owe me nothing. I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you.
That's all we can do, man.
I just gave it to you. So
That's all we can do.
for someone to say that I wish I had this, I wish I had that, or I can't do this, I can't do that. I just want you to know, by definition, are you showing a lack of common sense? Not, don't get mad at me. That's why I like to read when I'm bringing these certain things. I like to bring the definition, because folks will say, "You saying I don't know?" I'm not saying you don't have a lack of common sense. I don't know you. I'm saying by definition, by your behavior, does it describe that you have a lack of common sense? Are you using good judgment when it comes to excessive alcohol drinking? What about drug usage? Knowing that these things will destroy your body, knowing that they'll destroy your body. What about smoking? Knowing that what it does to your lungs. What about continuing to make bad decisions? Everything starting from that. When we talking about the drinking, just like Coach just said, somebody was saying that, I wish I had this. It starts from there. All the bad decisions that we are continuing to make, that are bad decisions and things. Listen, like I said a little early, don't get mad at me. I'm saying by definition, you ask yourself, by definition, do you lack common sense? You see, you can achieve all you set out to achieve and be successful. You can do that. But if you're not always working on your mind, your body, and your soul, all that you setting out to achieve, if you don't deal with that foundation on to start it off, it don't mean nothing. You can go gain millions and billions of dollars, but it does nothing when you're in the worst health of your life, because you were so busy chasing after, in other words, the Bible even say the wind. You can't catch it all. You're just chasing the wind, and you're not taking care of yourself. Go ahead, Uncle.
Because we're here, I want folks to just think about this for a second.
Okay.
What's your preference? You prefer not to get the job, the position, the business, whatever it is that the goal you had in mind. You prefer not to get that, or you prefer to get it for a hot second, hot minute, and it just gone. I really think the latter is worse, man. But whoever's listening, whoever tapping in, you got to decide that. I know it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. No, I know you come across folks, man. I had this, I had that. I used to do that. I used to do that. Listen, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are you doing to not only get back to that position, but even ascend higher than that position? All you're doing is reminiscing. That's not taking you anywhere. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But yeah. So
that and that's a great point, because it's one thing to achieve it, and let's just look at our athletes. Let's just look at our athletes, and let's just take basketball and football and go pull up the numbers yourself. I've done the work for you on other videos. Just go pull up the numbers, and you see these guys making millions and millions and millions of dollars, and it shows after 3 to 5 years of retiring, bankruptcy. Now you may say, well, they bankruptcy may not be like POFO. They still may have a couple of million. Listen, man, it's a thing called rich po as well. You still can outspend. You understand? You still can't afford you just rich po. You still can't afford
Yeah.
all the stuff you're gonna accumulate it, all the stuff you can buy. That little million or $2, 3 million, I don't care if it's $5 million, but if your yearly income going out
Mm.
is 500,000 to $1 million, and you talking about, well, he still got 2 million.
For how
It
long?
just stop playing, man. We don't understand money.
Especially, let me say this, especially when these folks, not every all of them, certain folks are saying a hundred million not a whole lot of money. Yes. When you say that, man, when you say that, you say a lot about yourself. You know?
Mm,
When you say that, you said a lot about yourself.
that's
So,
right. That's right. And we've heard a couple of athletes say that, you understand, because of their spending habits. And so we got to do better with our mindset of making decisions. We got to do better with our bodies, man. And I'm talking about our physical structure, in and outward. And we got to do better with our soul. You got to do better with our soul. And I told you a little earlier, when you tap in, you got to tap into that discipline and that consistency and that tenacity and that self-love. And you got to connect that with the proper mindset. And then you know what your challenges are. We all have different challenges in life. You're going to have to challenge yourself along your journey, to clean up whatever it is you need to overcome, for you to be better, for you to be a better person. But I'm just asking you, from some of the things that we talked about, and you just sit down and think about it. If you want to be real with yourself, a lot of us don't want to hear it. So I got you. I got you. But I just want to ask you this right here, and I'm going to let Coach go and we're going to get out of here. By definition, the things that we talked about, the couple of things that we talked about, do you lack common sense? Is that the reason you continue to find yourself in a bind? Those bad decision makers and bad decision making, is that the reason you continue to find yourself in a bind? Do you lack practical judgment? Coach said a little earlier, it's things that we know we should be doing, but we're not doing it. You know you should be taking better care of yourself, and you're not doing it. What's the problem? Are you not showing yourself that self-love? I just said that comes from within you. That comes from within you. Or are you not using the proper mindset? Or do you not have a vision, or what it is even, I don't care if you're 60, 70 years old, if you still living, you still can be better. I don't care. You still can be better. You got to just stop following the crowd. We got to stop following the crowd. And you got to sit down and you got to have a self-assessment of yourself, see where it is you want to be in life, and then you got to work on it. You got to work on it. And we just talking about for betterment, for you. But I just asked the question and I say, yeah, you can be successful because you can achieve something and lack common sense. That can be of how you lost it. So, Coach, I'm gonna leave it right there, man. I just hope that we share this information because, like I said, YouTube is not gonna move it. We need to hear it. And I'm saying we got great videos out there that we're not moving. YouTube is not gonna move it. I even have had certain people to subscribe to this channel, and it's not showing up under the subscriptions. Yeah, yeah. So, man, this channel is something else, and people don't understand it. A lot of people don't want this information to get out because it can literally shake some things up. But all we can do is put it out. And if this generation and the generation up under us, they so lost and in trouble, to even the babies that's not born yet, or the babies that are babies now, I'm hoping that they get this information, man, because this information can definitely change the trajectory, man, of how things are going. So I leave it right there. So I say, yeah, you can be successful and lack common sense. Coach, you got it. How much time it is? Coach, you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. It's yours.
And what we put out is plain and simple. I think you not receiving it, you as in whoever out there, that's the difficult part. It's simple, you know. You getting a gem here and there to elevate your life so you can benefit, so the people around you can benefit. It's simple to me, you know. It used to bother me before with the lack of response, but I realized, man, people.
Yeah.
They can get it when they need it. Hopefully they can attain it, they can pass it on. People, all we're doing our part. We're doing our part, man. So you take it, you leave it, that's on you. But I'm gonna keep regurgitating what we spitting. I'm gonna keep looking at it. I'm gonna keep inspiring myself to be better. You know, you can stay where you are, you can take another level, but man, that's on you. That's on you. You know. Oh, and I'm gonna keep traveling too.
Well, you know what, Coach? I wasn't gonna say that because you was gone. But if you want to share, it's still 3 minutes or so. You can share whatever it is you'd like to share.
I said it before that the only English speaking country inside America. Let your fingers do the search, man. That's where I am. That's where I'm chilling. I'll be back Wednesday.
You'll be back Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's that question again? Ask that question again. You say ask that question again.
Only English speaking country
Okay.
in South America.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Man, I hope somebody shoot a comment and let me know where Coach is at because I'm trying to find him. You understand? And so I'm gonna let somebody pull it up and tell me now. I can pull it up. I know what Coach is at, but I want to see who's listening and see who could pull that up to see where Coach is vacationing. Are you enjoying yourself?
I got to do that.
Okay.
Got to do that, man.
Okay.
We only got this one journey, right? So
that's it. That's all we know about.
I'm gonna make it do what it do.
Okay. Well, Coach, I ain't gonna hold you no longer since you are taking that time and enjoying yourself. I just want to thank you so much for still coming on because you could have said, you know what, I'm gonna take a little time off and go here and go there. But you see fit, man, and see how important it is that you come on and share your perspective, man. So I really respect that and I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate it. And we just hope that you have a great time where you at. Safe travels back home. And until you get back next Sunday, God bless. We'll hit you with the God bless. God bless. I'm gonna hit you with the
I
God.
appreciate it, man.
Hit you with the God bless. Go enjoy yourself. And until we come back, we'll do it again.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care.